Hello there and a very warm welcome to another edition of Channels Beam. I am Victor Matthias. Now, Nigeria's ICT sector has been bubbling with activities lately, catching the attention of world leaders, China and the UK. This has led to a show of interest by the UK government to invest about £80 million into the sector, as well as a $328 million loan secured by the president during a trip to the Asian country. But where will these monies be best deployed? How well will it be managed? And how soon can Nigeria repay the loan? Will be questions we will be answering on the program today. But let us first take a moment to see what made the trends in the social media circles in the past week.
"200 days after students from a secondary school were abducted and released. One of the girls was however held back after she refused to renounce her faith. Nigerians took to their handles to remind the federal government of the promise they made to free Leah Sheribu. It was an international footballing weekend, and fans over the world watched as their countries continued their quest for qualification to FIFA-approved continental competitions. Nigerians were not left out of the celebrations as the Super Eagles trashed Seychelles 3-0 to keep their hopes alive. Barely 24 hours after tweeting his plans to build schools in every country in Africa, Nigerian singer Ayo Balogun, popularly known as Wizkid, deleted the tweets where he had specifically stated that he was planning to build schools in Africa. The singer had called on his fans to help him choose countries where he would launch the initiative.
Well, there you go. Those were the trends in the past week. But joining us to look at the topic of the day, I have to my immediate right, Modupe Odele. Thanks for joining us on the program, a lawyer.
Yeah, thank you, Victor, for
Of
having
course,
me.
and I also have Olushola Amuson. He is the philanthropy lead at Microsoft. Thanks as well for joining us on the program.
My pleasure.
Well, you look like a gentleman, so let's have Modupe kickstart this conversation for us.
Thank you.
Of course. So I mean, the tech ecosystem has been bubbling, in the recent past. First, there's this partnership with the UK government, and then there's this loan that was secured by the president during his trip to China again. So, I mean, people will be wondering where best should these funds be deployed in the ICT sector?
Okay, from where I sit, what you see is like you rightly said, the tech ecosystem itself is really developing rapidly. At least right now we're seeing visible results. We're actually seeing people, being able to build stuff. And then right now we're at the point where there has to be a lot of focus on infrastructure itself, because people build on infrastructure, right? I mean, there's a lot of work going into certain areas in Lagos to ensure that they have, as fast internet connectivity as possible. But we still have a lot of work to do when it comes to like the basic infrastructure that allow tech ecosystems themselves to thrive. We have barely scratched the surface, but it's exciting to see that the government themselves are interested in the growth of this ecosystem.
Yeah, so let me pick up from where, talking about, access, which has been like one of the major problems. One, it's expensive if you want to do broadband or you want, so how do we get around? Do you think a lot more focus should be placed on that?
Yeah, it's great to start with the fact that it is the responsibility of government to provide the enabling environment to make all of this happen. And that's that foundational infrastructure backbone. So when you create all of that, it enables the players who are in the entire internet connectivity or internet access value chain to have the right space to play in. So yes, I agree with you. There is so much work that needs to be done from an internet access and internet connectivity standpoint. I believe that's like the cradle of creativity. Once you unleash people and give them access and give them the infrastructure, they can build businesses without thinking, they can innovate without being limited, they definitely just become completely unleashed. So this is the right step in the right direction, okay, to be able to, they say that particular loan, the ICT loan, is towards the national ICT infrastructure backbone, and in partnership with Galaxy Backbone, that is supposed to foster the development of that basic infrastructure. There are places all around this country that have still not been connected with fiber optic internet. There are places where they still have conversations around right of way and policy issues. So we hope that this will soften the ground and allow all the players who are supposed to come in to do their work, whether they're private sector players, policy players, international community, or the entrepreneurs who are on the ground using these resources.